Hello, internets, and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. You can call me 12 Pack, and the battle I have for you today is against somebody called Alan. Now, there is definitely a little bit of history behind this battle before we get started here. This is actually the second battle I'd had against this guy, and I had been using a team that was significantly less powerful than the one I have now. And what wound up happening is I lost all my physical attackers and wound up getting stalled out by his Blissey over the course of like 15 turns due to Toxic and him spamming Soft Boiled and Wish. And needless to say, that really pissed me off quite a bit. So I'm like, man, so it's like that, huh? Alright, well, this time I'm going to bring the freaking go to A team tryhard squad here. Well, at least for me. I mean, I'm not bringing anything too overpowered. And he brought the same team as before, and this is the result. So let's hop into team preview here. My team is kind of what I bring to any battle where I need to do the best I possibly can. These are as go-to of pokes as I actually have. So we're starting off with my Archeops here. He is generally a really good lead slash scout due to him being very fast. This is also a power herb Archeops with Sky Attack to really surprise people and land a massive hit. And after you burn off that power herb, you can use Acrobatics for 120 BP, so it all works out rather well. Next up, we got my choice. I want to say this is a choice scarf or choice. Yeah, this must be a choice scarf Chandelure here. Max special attack and max speed with modest nature, and then the scarf to patch up that speed even further. This thing is godly. It's not the general type of ghost I like to use, which is a more defensive or passive set, but Chandelure just is really good at completely bodying things, so stay tuned for that. Next up is my Tangrowth. I love Tangrowth, one of my favorite Pokemon easily, due to it just countering so many of the pokes I really normally have a hard time dealing with, such as Garchomp and friends. This is a max defense, max HP one, and has a little bit of support slash utility on him, in addition to carrying Giga Drain and Knockoff. Next up, we got my Shuckle. I know I haven't used this little bastard in a while, but for this game, I felt he was necessary as my Leavanny kind of got like destroyed in the last game I had against this guy. So it's like, okay, time to bring out the big guns. So Shuckle comes along here, and this is the physically defensive one, I think. Next up, we got my Gourgeist Super. I love this thing. Whereas I have Chandelure as an offensive ghost type, I actually opted to bring another ghost just because Gourgeist is so solid of a poke. So he has come for that purpose. And then finally, to round off the team, we got my Cleric Miltank, who is also a curse set, max special defense, max HP, body slam, curse, milk drink, and heal bell. So my opponent's team, he's using the exact same team as the first battle. So I kind of know some of the sets he's using. Going into this game, I knew 4 out of the 6 pokes on his team. So he's got that Blissey, which I know has Wish, Soft Boiled, Toxic, and some other shit I don't remember. That thing single-handedly shut me out last game. And killing it was a huge priority in this match, so... Next up, we got Lapras. I did not actually see this thing last game, so I have no idea what it's running. Lapras can be used in a variety of ways, and this one is actually going to inspire me for some sets in future battles I have planned. So, next up, we've got Exeggutor here. I didn't see this thing either. It's actually pretty sick he's got Exeggutor. I can't even be mad at him about that. That thing is dope. And it can be used in a few different ways too. And then we got Charizard. This is a Mega Charizard Y, I believe. I did actually kill it last game, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem to my team this time if I can get it on the right switch. And then next up we got Machamp. Machamp is pretty damn manly, I must say. And this is a Assault Vest Machamp, I think. This thing kind of gave me a bit of trouble last game, but we'll see how it can do this time. And then finally, to round off his team, he has a Magnezone, which is really annoying. I can't really hate on Magnezone too much. It's pretty cool, but there's no denying it's extremely dangerous. So, without further ado, let's hop right into the game now.
Alan is issuing a challenge. No.
So I'll apologize in advance if my voice cuts out or cracks a little bit during this game. I've been sick for a while. But anyway, I lead with Archeops, and he leads with Magnezone, which is obviously not a good matchup. I'm going to get OKO'd by anything he wants to go for, so knowing I'll outspeed, I'm going to get out of there with Archeops. U-turn straight out, and bring in my Shuckle to absorb the Thunderbolt or whatever. But he actually goes for a Thunder Wave, so I guess he predicted that switch, wanted to paralyze whatever was likely to come in here. And I get Flash Cannon on the following turn, which is just lovely. Almost die in one shot. It's a critical hit, of course. Why wouldn't it be? And I get a little bit of health back with my berry, fortunately, which means I should take another hit if he doesn't get another crit. And I'll lay down my sticky webs here before piecing out, fortunately not getting paralyzed. So I'll bring in my Miltank here to absorb the Flash Cannon quite handily. And that did 80 some damage approximately. And I'm going to go for the Heal Belt to get my Shuckle back into fighting form. Not to get rid of the speed nerf, but just so that I don't get paralyzed and can do what he needs to without dying first. So I get paralyzed there as well. Instead of Heal Belling up again, I'm going to withdraw, go into Gourgeist. For some reason, I actually don't really have anything that can handle this Magnezone too easily, unfortunately. So I'll get a little bit of health back with my leftovers here. I believe my game plan here is, okay, first I'll get paralyzed, which is great. Now Miltank and Gourgeist are paralyzed, that's just lovely, and I'll go for Leech Seed here to try to get a little bit of chip damage on this, because I don't actually really have anything that can land super effective damage on him. So, yeah, something with Earthquake would be great about now, but I do not have anything with Earthquake. So, I'll get a little bit of health back with Gourgeist, actually back to full, thanks to that Leech Seed. And he goes for the Hidden Power. I'm gonna guess that was Ice, maybe? Possibly Fire? I don't know. But anyway, I'll burn him too, just to sort of hasten his decline here, and get a little bit more health back from these chips. I wish there was a way to disable these in the battle replays, because they take up altogether too much time, as well as the burn damage here, yada yada. So, he's going to withdraw with Magnezone, probably a wise decision on his part, if he wants it to survive for any great length of time in the future, and Charizard's going to come out predicting, or I'm predicting, a Flamethrower or Fire Blast or whatever. So, I'm going to go straight out into Chandelure here. But he double switches, and now Blissey comes out. So this is a pretty bad matchup for my Chandelure. Not in the sense that this thing can really hurt me, but more in the sense that I can't really hurt it. But the Fire Blast actually does a respectable sum, considering how bulky Blissey is on the special side. So I'm going to withdraw with Chandelure here, and go out into my Miltank yet again to try to get the opportunity to heal up the paralysis that's on two of my pokes here, as he can't really touch me with Toxic since I'm already paralyzed. So he goes for a Wish. I'm okay with that. Even though I'll probably pass it off to Magnezone, I've still burned that thing, so it's not entirely a loss for my efforts earlier. So yeah, okay, I get the heal bell off, fortunately not getting paralyzed, and he gets a little bit of health back with the leftovers, so I'm going to withdraw. Could have set up some curses there, but no, I'm going to go into Archeops and hopefully get some switch initiative here on whatever he brings in off his Blissey. And that's going to be Machamp, which was surprising. I don't know why he didn't do Magnezone and get it back up to full health with Wish, but knowing this thing has Bullet Punch or Mach Punch, I'm going to get the hell out of there, not wanting to get OKO'd, and go into Tangrowth, which is the perfect counter from a champ, in addition to many other things. And he's actually packing the Stone Edge, so that's interesting. Gets a critical hit, of course, why not? And he follows it up with the Poison Jab, and that kind of hurt a little bit, but not as much as the crit. And in fact, I rather prefer that because now he is taking damage from the Rocky Helmet as I knock off his Assault Vest. And that will mean I can actually land some special-sided hits against this thing and do decent damage. So I'm going to go into Gurgeist here. He goes for another Poison Jab. For some reason that's not super effective against me. I'm not really sure why. I don't think Ghost resists poison, but supposedly, according to this, it does, so whatever. So he's gonna bring back out Blissey. Come on, Blissey, like, can you fuck off already? I really want you to die. So I'm gonna go for the Leech Seed on Blissey. Now this is actually a pretty critical play here in this battle, due to the fact that Leech Seeding Blissey is pretty much the equivalent of getting off half of a recover on your poke every turn, because you get a ton of HP back. Look at this. I get, what is this, 45 HP back from a Leaf Seed. That's just kind of ridiculous. So I'm going to go out into Shuckle and watch this. This is pretty badass, actually. He goes for the Toxic, but I don't really care. I still got Miltank left to heal me up, and Shuckle just basically needs to finish what he's here for, and that is to get up all the hazards I need him to. And I'm going to get a ton of health back from Leech Seed, which is awesome. Look at this. Almost back to full health from one round of Leech Seed. That's just pureness. And I'm going to take a little bit of poison damage as he goes for a Wish, doing as he does. So now I can get up my rocks, which is wonderful. It was kind of a long time coming, this game, compared to how fast I usually want to get them up, but we're halfway through the battle, so it's not too bad. Now I'll get back up to full thanks to the Leech Seed, and that's pretty much nullifying the poison damage that I'm going to be taking every turn, even though it is doubling every time. Shuckle still doesn't really feel that thanks to the Leech Seed, but I'm going to withdraw now. Could have locked him into it with Encore, but I'm going to go back into Archeops to get some more switch initiative here, as he actually goes for a Flamethrower, which I sort of wasn't expecting, but these things like to carry Flamethrower to get the burn with Serene Grace so that they're bulky on both sides. But fortunately that does not happen to me, and I'm going to get back up to full health thanks to the Leech Seed, and then proceed to U-turn out because he didn't actually switch as I sort of suspected he was going to. So that's kind of fine with me, because as long as he's in, I'm still getting Leech Seed heals. And I'll go back into Shuckle now, and it goes for Toxic as he does, and get a little bit of health back with the leftovers, and I get a little bit of health with the Leech Seeds once again. And I have reset the Toxic counter, so I'm really not going anywhere fast here. But now I can go for either knockoff or encore here to try to force this thing to switch out, and I'm actually going to go for knockoff just so that it can't get health back every turn with leftovers, because that's really starting to annoy me. And I will get some more Leech Seed health back again and lose a little bit of health from the Toxic again. Now is where I can go for Encore and really start to fuck this thing up, and I think that's what I do. Yes, Encore. So Shuckle has gone through all 4 of his moves and pretty much succeeded in everything you want him to do as it gets back to full health in thanks to his Wish there. So I'm going to get back up to full from Leech Seed again and take a little bit of toxic damage again. And finally he withdraws with that fucking thing, which I'm not even mad that he stayed in for that long, because I got completely set up and he really didn't gain anything by staying in. So, Useless is going to withdraw here. He didn't Wish Pass off the Mag Zone, which is going to be a mistake on his part. And I was... what was I predicting here? Oh, okay. No, I switched on the same turn. I see. I see what I did there. Yeah, I switched on the same turn and I catch the Magnezone. He doesn't switch out, and since I'm Choice Scarf, I have speed and body it with Fire Blast. So now Lapras comes in, and this was actually a really cool Lapras set. I can't even be mad at this guy for this because it's just really awesome. And it made me want to try it too. So I'm going to withdraw, fearing the Scald or some such, and actually I don't think Lapras can learn Scald. Fearing the Surf. So I come in, frisk it, and see a Chesto Berry. I'm like, what the f... And it's soon revealed why he has that as he drops the Curse this turn. So I'm like, shit, son, a Cursed Lapras? That means it's a physical Lapras. That is just really, really cool. I definitely made some sets similar to that myself after this game. But anyway, I'm going to go for the Seed here. I know he can get off at least one free rest since he has the Chesto Berry, but that probably means he doesn't have Sleep Talk, so he's not going to get two free ones. So I could burn him here, but since he does have rest, it'd be kind of pointless and a waste of a move. So I'll get a little bit of HP with Leech Seed. Actually, I won't because I'm already at full health, but he'll lose some health anyway. And I go for the Will-O-Wisp just on the off chance he wants to go for the Avalanche, which he does, and wow, that's an epic strategy because Curse will drop your speed, and Avalanche hits for double BP if you move second, so that's 120 BP coming off the Curse boosts, and you're pretty much guaranteed to always go second, and it's stab due to Lapras being ice, so that's just really awesome. And I totally made several sets containing that after this battle, in no small part thanks to this guy's set. So he goes for the rest of this turn, probably a wise decision on his part as he is burned and seeded, and he doesn't want to switch out because he has, I believe, two curses off, and setting those up again would be kind of difficult at this stage, as I do sort of have the advantage on him in terms of how many pokes are left on the field, or on the bench, I suppose. That would make more sense. And I take a little bit of toxic damage and get some leech seeds as well before that. And he goes for the waterfall this turn. So he's got Curse, Avalanche, Rest, and Waterfall. So no Sleep Talk. I go for the Encore, locking him into that waterfall so he can't get another rest off. And get some health with that seed, and seeding Lapras was actually almost as good as seeding Blissey, because Lapras is fat as hell, so I get a decent chunk of HP back from that thing each turn as well. So now, let's go into Tangrowth here, knowing that he can't hit anything on me for super effective damage, since he's locked into the Waterfall with Encore, and since that makes physical contact, he's going to take Rocky Helmet damage, which is awesome. And I'm rapidly starting to wear it down now. So now I'm pretty much free to do whatever I want to this thing. I could finish it off with Giga Drain potentially, but I was sort of feeling I might not because it's probably max special defense. So I'm going to put it to sleep just to be safe, so it doesn't like break out of Encore and Avalanche me or something. And I'll get a little health back from the Leech Seeds, yay. Woohoo. And I'm at a very respectable amount of health thanks to that. Now I go for Giga Drain, and sure enough, he doesn't actually die from that. So max special defense, max HP is definitely a possibility on that thing. But now he's at a low enough stage of HP where he is going to die from Leech Seed. And now things are about to get real finally in this battle after I slowly wear down all of his walls. Charizard comes in, and I'm like, alright bro, let's see what you got. Just kidding, LOL, switch out into my Chandelure. Now, if you guessed what's coming, you are correct. So he's going to Mega Evolve, and wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. What was he likely to use against Tangrowth if I had stayed in? Drought comes up, okay, alright, yeah, And Fire Blast, but I have Flash Fire. So, my own Fire Blast is now at +1, and boom! I love that. Killing Charizard in a combination of his Fire Blast boosting me and him setting up the sun for me. I just thought that was hilarious. So anyway, Exeggutor comes in, This thing is completely fucked, even if he has chlorophyll, which I'm guessing he probably does. It would make sense for him to have that on this team. But I'm going to be faster thanks to the Scarf and completely body Exeggutor, standing no chance against me. So Machamp comes in. I've already knocked off his Assault Vest, so there's no way in hell he's surviving either. He could Bullet Punch me if he has it. Actually, I'm not sure Machamp can get that. But Mach Punch isn't going to touch me, so he's got nothing then. I go for Fire Blast. Boom. Okay, I'm Machamp. And with that, he has only got Blissey left. And thankfully, he didn't want to be a douche and just stall for as long as possible. And this turn actually forfeits the match. So that is game for me. I must say I did have a little bit of an advantage that game, owing to the fact I knew what two-thirds of his team were carrying for the most part. But I will say in my defense that I didn't really bring anything that directly countered what he had on his team. Rather, I just brought stuff that I was the most comfortable with using against a powerful team. And sure enough, the A team pulls through once again. Chandelure putting through the finest of work in the end there, killing half of his team with a Fire Blast that he actually boosted for me. So, I hope you all enjoyed very much, and thanks for watching. And with that, I will see you next time. Bye for now.